Good afternoon. Thanks for joining us for our Fast Cast here in the Action 2 News newsroom. My name is Brittany Schmidt, and I'll be taking you through some of the big stories that we're following today. Obviously, it is Victory Monday. Packers fans feel like they're on top of the world because of the big win yesterday against the Dallas Cowboys. Man, that was a good feeling. A little dicey there at the end, got me a little nervous, but all in all, we're looking ahead to the 49ers on Saturday. But first, let's get back into the other big story that we're monitoring, the weather. Weather. Last week you were talking about all the snowfall, getting that snow off the ground or off our streets. And now we've got these frigid, cold temperatures. Let's pull in our experts. Meteorologist Keith Gibson joining us today. Hey, Keith.
Hey, what's up,
As I was driving in this morning, I just kind of watched my temperature on my car just dip it continuously down to like 0 or something. It was crazy.
Yeah, I backed out of my garage yesterday, and even today it was nice and balmy, like around 32. And by the time I got down the road, it was already approaching 0.
Right.
It's cold out there, it's been a lot colder around here. But considering the mild weather we've had so far this year, this is definitely a shock to the system for sure.
Definitely. All right, let's get into it.
Yeah, okay, so real quick here, no big changes to the forecast. We've been talking about this for days now, really over a week as far as the impending snow and then the cold after the snow. So through noon Tuesday, we have extended the wind chill advisory for all of northeastern Wisconsin, even into the UP of Michigan right now. That is for dangerous wind chills. Frostbite can occur in 30 minutes or less. And wind chills tonight will be the most extreme that we will likely have. We'll talk about that in just a split second, but right now, anywhere from about -5 to about -15 to about -18 out there. So it's brisk now, Brittany, but it's been worse this morning, and it will get even colder during the overnight hours. So this is where we are headed later on this evening and tonight. Let's check out Predictor. And when you wake up tomorrow morning for the commute to work or for school, with the combination of temperatures that will be perhaps as cold as -10 tonight, and those brisk breezes, wind chills could be anywhere from about -20 to -30 or 35. And this is how it's going to feel on exposed skin. So you need to protect all of your skin if you're going to be out for an extended period of time here, especially your face, your fingers, your toes. It is extremely cold right now, and it will get even colder tonight. So again, dangerous wind chills tonight and tomorrow morning. We will recover a little bit tomorrow afternoon, much like today, into the -10 to -20 degree range in general here on our Tuesday. So sub-zero wind chills are here to stay really for the rest of the week, I think, and our temperatures will be struggling to get out of the single digits here for tomorrow or for our Wednesday, some low teens later this week. So our wind chills Wednesday morning, Brittany, won't be as extreme as tomorrow morning, but we are still extending the first alert weather day for tomorrow and also into Wednesday morning, and then we're just going to see the trend after that. But don't get complacent. I still think that we have some nippy wind chills for the end of the week. We may extend that advisory here, the first alert weather day, going into the end of the week. But just a quick tease for folks, if you're wondering when it's going to warm up, a week from today, I think we could be around freezing.
Okay.
So a week.
Gotta get through.
Yeah. So and another thing I'm going to talk about here at 5 and 6 o'clock on the TV side is I'm going to compare our little cold snap we have now, which it's rough, but comparing it to the all-time coldest January we've had in Green Bay, and this is no comparison. So
really?
We've had a whole heck of a lot worse, and so this is just a little drop in the bucket considering what I'll show folks later on tonight. But
so maybe that'll make us feel a little better.
Yeah, that's right. They'll what is it, silver lining here in the storm clouds. But yeah, either way, it's going to be cold for the rest of the week. No major snows, just cold air through the weekend, and then we'll warm up next week.
Okay, I hope those school districts have a plan in place for those kids waiting for the bus tomorrow morning, because those
yeah,
wind
for sure.
chills.
You can definitely see a chance for some more delays in the Regents Bar with those cold wind chills.
All right, Keith, thanks so much. We'll see you later on at 4. All right. And so kind of moving on, we'll take you outside a little bit. Let's check in with our Appleton Sky Cam here. We have Jason Zimmerman out on the roads today, kind of looking at the ice, driving issues still being reported in the area from last week's storm and then those cold temps. You know, we repeat it every year with these really, really cold temps. the salt does not work. So we know that crews here out in Green Bay, they were putting down some sand to help with traction. But let's keep kind of looking through here. Is in Oshkosh, a look at the streets. Over in Shawano, still see some snow there, but overall looking pretty decent there from our standpoint here. But if you go back to Appleton, you see a little bit more buildup there on the road. So Jason Zimmerman looking into that for us today. Another story we are following today, obviously it is Martin Luther King Day. Over at Marian University, they hosted 3 events today to celebrate Dr. King's legacy. They started with a prayer breakfast, and then they did a live reading of Dr. King's letter from a Birmingham jail. Samantha Cavalli was there for those celebrations today. We also live streamed it here through our platform, but she'll have much more on Dr. King's legacy tonight in our shows. And then, of course, we gotta talk about the Packers. You know, here is a little bit snippet of the. There it is, the cheering from last night. People, it's so exciting. It's so exciting that excitement is just kind of building from yesterday's wild card playoff win. Now the team is headed to San Francisco to face the 49ers. But if you watched the pregame show yesterday, you likely saw some familiar faces from here in our area. Emily Byer following up with those businesses today as the Love era continues. Sports will also have the latest heading into another big matchup against the 49ers. Again, that is on Saturday. Our crews are getting ready to head down there and booking tickets and all those things. So we'll have much more on the buildup and the excitement from yesterday's game tonight in all of our shows. Okay, now let's talk a little bit about the other stories that we're following that you can find later on in our shows. So at 4 o'clock, we have a First Alert Safety Desk report from Aisha Morales. She's reminding us about the things we can do to stay safe in these frigid temps. At 4:30, Chris talks to the Iowa State Capitol reporter about the Iowa caucuses taking place tonight. And remember, a caucus involves a more complex process where participants gather openly, engaging in discussions, talking about the candidates, and then they vote to express their support for a particular candidate. So really for the candidates, it's kind of like a litmus test to weigh their popularity kind of moving forward in the race. At 5 o'clock, with these frigid temperatures and obviously with the holiday MLK Day, we're checking in with warming shelters. We know that some people didn't work today in celebration of MLK. Schools here in our area were called off for it in honor of the holiday. So maybe warming shelters also may have not been open. So we're checking with those to see what their hours look like and how they're helping people here in our area. And then at 6, we go back to the Packers love train for Love and the Packers yesterday, and really just the wonderful game that they put on yesterday. It was really, really fun to watch, and it kind of felt like the old Packers are back. And like Jair said the other day, the Packers are back. So we'll have all that and much more tonight, breaking down the Packers game from yesterday and looking ahead as well. Hi, Jeff. We're going to check with Jeff a little later at 4 o'clock. But until then, we'll send you off. But thanks so much for joining our First Alert Fastcast here in the afternoon, and we'll see you then.